So welcome Strategy Battle Games to another GBHL YouTube video. You're here with host GBHL Damian, and this is my hobby vlog number 44. So yeah, it's been a while. I was going to say welcome back, but it's more welcome me back, I suppose. It's been a while since my last hobby vlog. My last one went up 3.5 weeks ago, and it was showing my completed doubles army before I head off to the tournament. My Gundabad army that I've been working on. Amazing weekend, absolutely loved it. Loved using the army, really inspired me to keep working on this force, and I'm really happy with kind of what I managed to achieve over that kind of 7-week period. Then came back very inspired to do some more hobby, but alas, as is often the way, life's just got in the way, and so in the last 3.5 weeks I haven't done any hobby. A lot of that, I'm sure you all know, will be due to having been working on issue 4 of SPG magazine, which we've just finished, and hopefully that frees up some hobby time. So, what am I going to be doing? Well, I'm going to start relatively simple with something that's really exciting, which is these. Generation Shift Forgotten Dungeon, but look, they're 40mm bases. I've got some packs of these, and these are ridiculously excited because these aren't available yet. And if you were following Adam, my doubles partner's vlog, you'll notice that he got some of these for our bases. So essentially what we wanted to do was get all our army looking uniform together, and for that we need 40mm Dol Guldur bases, because all my Gundabads were laid out on the 25mm Forgotten Dungeon Generation Shift bases. So we kind of got in touch with Matt, and I think he was planning originally on launching these at Ardacon, and we were essentially like, can we get some early please? And because Matt is a top bloke, he sorted us out essentially, so he kind of came up with the 40mm bases for Adam, and even these guys, the 50mm bases, which I'll show in a bit, for the various heroes and cavalry models. So after Adam did his and got them all ready for looking great for Ardacon, I said to Matt, can I get my hands on some? And so for the kind of next part of my army essentially, and he very kindly did. So these are the pre-release 40mm Forgotten Dungeon bases for your cavalry models, and they're going to be on sale. They're going to launch at Ardacon hopefully as soon as Monday this weekend. So if you like the look at these, go and get your hands on them. So here they are, 6 different designs. Kind of makes sense from a cavalry point of view. Really lovely kind of multi-layered stuff. That. Then we've got a flat one. It's exactly the same styling as before. The metal plates, the chains, the mud, the vines, all very Forgotten Dungeon. Those kind of things. Really lovely work from Matt as always. Gorgeous bases. So if you are tempted, go and get in touch with Matt Davis at Generation Shift. Does awesome stuff. Another one, and this one. So there we go, 40mm bases. Also, as I said, 50mm bases. So this, of course, up to now would only have been used for Azog or a dismounted white warg. This one's awesome. Loads of different levels. Very cool. But for anyone who's paying attention, the new ogres that have been shown off at a few different events are on 50mm bases as well. So I'll be getting a few more of these to put those ogres on whenever they turn up, because I really want some of those models to drop into my growing Gundabad force. So there's the two 50mm bases. So they're awesome. So basically this week I'm hopefully, if I get enough hobby time, I'm going to be started on these and start working on some bases. But what is going to go on the bases, so I hear you ask? Well, the first thing is going to be these guys. Box of Hunter Orc on Fell Wargs. So I've had these for a while, bought them ages ago. This blog isn't really about the Hunter Orcs on Fell Wargs, so I won't show you the models actually. I'll do that in the future. I've had them for ages. Really like the models. Wanted to paint them up, and Adam did some for the. He was our Hunter Orc contingent for the doubles tournament, and they did really well, and they made me think that lovely little models, that they could be really useful alongside the Gundabads in the army as a good kind of fast, speedy attack force. So I decided to start on these in the hope, I think I mentioned this in my last vlog, my hope is that I might get them done in time for the Fireworks of Rimmerstead tournament, which I think is on the 6th of November or something like that. So that's what I'm going to aim to get those guys done, and then take a few of those along to break up the hordes of Gundabads. So obviously I'm going to do 6 of these bases here. for my 6 hunter orcs, and just like I did before doubles, I'll be painting up the bases first so the bases are ready to take the models essentially. But I also have a few more models to put on some bases as part of this hobby vlog, and for that I'm going to have to show you my Gundabad army and where it is now living. And so here is my complete army, complete Gundabad army so far in the model cabinet. So what I've done is to set up all my guys that you've seen in my last few hobby vlogs over here. There's Bulb leaning at the back, and they're facing off against my Mirkwood elf army led by Thranduil. This is obviously my two kind of Hobbit themed forces. Very, very thematic kind of Battle of Five Armies little setup here. It looks really cool. So yeah, I've got them all. They've all made it to the cabinet because I was really happy with the army. Really pleased with how these guys look. But when I put in there, obviously I had to put my other the Hunter Orc heroes that I've painted over the years into here to match them and to lead them. So there's Azog on his white warg. Then along the front here we've got Fimbul, Yazneg, and Azog. And at the back there we've got Fimbul and Yazneg on their wargs. And I'm sure you can see where we're going with this, but immediately they look so out of place on their bases, like so completely out of place, they don't fit in at all. So my first job for these guys, rather than painting anything new, is I'm going to just rebase these guys, these kind of heroes, using those bases that I just showed you. And that's going to be the kind of start of this hobby vlog, essentially. So here are the offending models now. We have Azog, Fimbul and Yazneg all foot and mounted. Let's just pair them off, shall we? For the OCD amongst us. And they're on the wrong bases. They need to be on the right bases. So obviously Azog's going to be on one of these 50mm ones. I'm also going to be painting up the other 50mm one for my dismounted white warg, which I plan to get painted relatively soon. These 6 bases here will be done for the 6 hunter orcs. Hello. And then obviously I'm going to need 2 more of these guys, 2 more of these bases for Yazneg and Fimbul, and 3 more of these 25mm bases for the 3 infantry guys. So in total then I'm going to paint up these guys here. That's 8, 9, 10. I'm going to be painting up 11 bases. No, 13 bases in total. Which is going to be a fairly big batch. If anyone remembers my last hobby vlog where I did the bases, I did all 26 of the 25mm ones, and it took me about the best part of the day. And so this is obviously going to be about the same length of time because these bases are almost twice the size. So we're talking about a solid week's kind of worth of work, I reckon, like in the evenings now, if I want to get all these done. But that's what I'll be painting up. And so the first thing I'm going to do though, before I start painting them, is cut all these guys. The terrifying bit, I have to cut all these guys off their bases so that I can pick which of these bases are going to fit those models the best, essentially. So wish me luck on that. I did it with Golb. And it was a very terrifying process for me, to be honest. Kind of hacking your fully painted models off and hoping you don't break the ankles. But fingers crossed it will go okay. So yeah, that's my plan. First things first, I'm going to give these guys a little wash in some soapy water and get them sprayed black as an undercoat. Then I'm going to be hacking these models off their bases, picking some bases and get painted with them, and hopefully I'll come back. And my hope is that this hobby vlog, it's currently Wednesday the 12th, so my hope is it goes up on the 17th, is that right? Monday the 17th, and these bases are done. But that's a relatively optimistic goal at this point, I think. But that's my hope, that you'll see this vlog on Monday in some form. And if I haven't finished them, I'll probably come back anyway and show you my progress. Alright, but yeah, we'll come back soon. Okay, so here we are with an update, and it is, well, it's late in the day and everything's gone a bit wrong, to be honest. I can't remember exactly what I said on these videos last time, but I was hoping to have all these bases done, ready for a hobby vlog to go up on Monday, but I didn't get enough time to finish them, and so they are nearly done. So I'll show you kind of what I've done, and I'm pretty pleased with how they're looking. But here they are. I'll give you some examples of the new ones, these 40mm ones. Here, some of them. So it's exactly the same procedure I did before, where they were sprayed black. They were then dry brushed with Mechanicus Standard Grey. What that's doing over there. The metal was then all painted in lead belcher. The mud was all painted in Rhinox hide. The vines were all painted in Caliban green, and then the whole thing was given a wash of Nuln oil. So that's the that's your kind of first layer. Show some of these nice new 40mm ones. Really, really lovely stuff. And then since then, what I've done is started the highlight process, which is painting the vines in Lauren Forest, and then dry brushing the mud with, and the vines actually, with Steel Legion Drab, which creates a very nice effect on the mud and kind of dulls down the vines a bit. There's the 40mm ones. There we go. And that one. Really, really lovely. And again, like I found the last time, it really, really makes them pop. It really makes them show off how good these bases from Matt are. Really, really gorgeous stuff. This one's lovely. These 50mm ones for Azog and his white warg. Really, really lovely. And the last of the 40s is this one. And you've seen these 25s before. Now it was all going all right, I suppose, and I was kind of enjoying it. And then it's currently, to give you some idea, it's currently Thursday night before Ardacon, and it's 10:30. I'm hoping that you see this hobby vlog tomorrow. I'm hoping I'll get it up. And I obviously wanted to get it up in advance because Matt had very kindly given me these bases early. But also Tom was talking about a doubles army and was using my Azog, and we were using my Azog and Finball, and realised that I've actually managed to cut Azog and Finball off the bases. So whilst I didn't get these finished, I actually have to do some painting now, which is basically I'm going to stop doing a lot of them because I haven't got nearly enough time, and I need two 25mm ones, one 50mm and one 40mm. I'm going to be putting those over there, and then these four I now have to finish tonight and get those models glued back on and touch up the bits where they would have chipped, so I cut them off the bases. Because I've currently got, where is he? Here's Finball. Hopefully you see the sort of thing I mean. Just there on his feet, there's some little white bits that will need to be touched up, as will Finball on foot and Azog on foot. And here's Azog on the white warg. We'll need a similar bit of TLC. And so I've got to get those on tonight. Because obviously we're going to Ardacon tomorrow. We're leaving here at, well, Dave's getting at 10:30 tomorrow morning. And at the moment I haven't packed up anything, and as I said, it's 10:30. So yeah, these four bases, I'm now going to sit down and spend a couple of hours hopefully finishing. I'm hoping that by only having four of them, the whole process will be a little more manageable. But what do I need to do? I need to highlight the metal with lead belcher. I need to edge highlight every little brick on there with Codex Grey. I then need to use Eshin Grey inside the edge highlighting because I'm that pedantic. And then I think the final thing is Agrax shading onto the armour again. So there's four colours to go, and then of course black around the rims. That's what I've got to do. It doesn't seem like a lot, but they're fiddly little things and they take time to do well. So I'm sure it will take me quite a while. But that's what I'm going to crack on with now, and hopefully I'll come back a bit later having not entirely lost the plot and having had these bases completed. And so here we go, I am done. I've managed to get the four bases finished and onto there, and then get the models onto them. So shall we have a look? Here is Finball on his new look base. Looking quite snazzy. 25mm base. So since you last saw them on these bases, on these four, I highlighted the metal in lead belcher. I gave the metal a bit of a wash in Agrax shade. I then edge highlighted the stones in Codex Grey, and then kind of shaded the stones with Eshin Grey, and then did the rims in Abaddon Black. Here's Azog on his new Forgotten Dungeon base. Looking pretty cool. And the really exciting ones, which are the new bases from Matt. So here is Finball. There's a brand new Forgotten Dungeon 40mm base. This is one of the new ones that will be launched at Ardacon this weekend. Really lovely stuff. Looks very cool. Really, really like it. And finally, Big Daddy himself. Azog glued onto this one. Very cool multi-level effect of him jumping up. It's quite good fun. There we go. the edge highlight, and I don't know how well you can see it really, but the light seems a bit funny in there tonight. You can hopefully see that there's a kind of very pale Codex grey line around the edge, and then a kind of darker Esching grey in the middle. Yeah, there we go. So that is the 4 of them. They are finished on Matt's wonderful bases, and I've obviously now got the rest of the bases to do, kind of when I return from Ardacon for my warg riders. Although something tells me, I'll finish the bases, I'll definitely finish them, but something tells me I might be painting some dwarfs before I paint those warg riders now, assuming I can get my hand on some at the weekend. So there we go, those are my heroes for doubles and potentially Chaos in Arda, I believe. I'll be using some of these. If you want to come and check out the bases, come over and see the army on Friday night and Sunday night. But also, if you want some of these gorgeous new bases, 40mm and 50mm Forgotten Dungeon bases, make sure you go and check Matt Davis's stand at Ardacon. It's Generation Shift. You can check out his YouTube channel. He does some really, really great stuff, and he'll do a great deal. Also, if you do manage to watch this before Ardacon, Matt has very, very kindly offered us a prize, essentially. So anyone who picks up issue 4 of SPG magazine at Ardacon will be entered into a raffle, and one person will be drawn out at the end of the weekend, and they will win enough bases for a 750 point army, which is incredibly generous of Matt. You get to pick any of his rages, Broken White City, Raven Outpost, or Forgotten Dungeon, and you'll get about 50 quid's worth of resin bases to match an army, a project for you, which I think is a fairly amazing prize from Matt. So thanks very much to that, Matt. And yeah, make sure you go and check them out, because these bases really are quite stunning, really gorgeous, even unpainted. See the kind of detail on, unfinished, I should say. See the various details on them. They look rather gorgeous. So yeah, make sure you go and check them out and support the awesome work that Matt's doing. So there we go. That's the end of my hobby vlog. I might have one a week Monday, I guess. I have to see how much hobby and time I get done, really. But we'll see. I would hope at the very least I will have finished these bases by a week Monday, but whether or not that justifies a hobby vlog on its own, we'll have to wait and see. So until then, if you're going to Ardacon, have a great time, and I'm sure I will. Don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe. Support your Hobbit host by clicking the links below. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Support your Hobbit hobby, and happy strategy battle gaming.